Hello everyone, this is New World Updates, and in our news this night there is a huge explosion in the Russia region of Belgorod, which borders Ukraine. In Belgorod, an arrival in a residential area is reported. A rocket fell not far from the house. A huge crater formed at the site of its fall. At the moment, the circumstances of the incident are being investigated. There were no official comments. New footage from the crash site of an unknown object in a residential area of Belgorod. At the crash site, within a radius of several meters, the ground seemed to be dug up after arriving in the courtyard of a residential building, but there was no detonation on the ground. In the place where the unknown object fell, a huge funnel has now formed. Emergency services are already on the scene. Shrapnel after the fall of the unknown object in Belgorod damaged residential buildings. After the fall of the unknown object in a residential quarter of Belgorod, houses on Shaland in a street were damaged, windows flew out in the apartments, fragments were also found in the apartments. Local residents report that before the fall they heard a strong rumble. The houses shook. After arrival, one of the parked cars flew onto the roof of the building. Residents of the damaged houses have now been evacuated and emergency services are on the scene. The likely target of the strike on Belgorod was the city substation, which is located a few tens of meters from the crash site. The explosion knocked down trees and poles. The asphalt was damaged the most. According to Governor Gladkov, the crater after the explosion reaches 20 meters in radius. Now the Ministry of Emergency Situations and other emergency services are working on the spot. The place is cordoned off. The Ukrainian armed forces allegedly targeted the city substation, which is located near the crash site of an unidentified object. The blow to Belgorod was most likely inflicted by the Strizh unmanned aerial vehicle with FAB. Most likely, the Ukrainian forces attacked the border town with the help of a drone carrying either a FAB or another powerful combat unit on board. The short distance from the border allowed the armed forces of Ukraine to load a kamikaze drone with explosives to the detriment of range. Still, the craters from previous strikes by these drones were significantly smaller, and there was no question of throwing a car onto the visor of a neighboring building. Previously, the armed forces of Ukraine have already suspended aerial bombs from the Swifts, so there is nothing surprising in this. The target of the attack was probably an electrical substation located a few dozen meters from the crash site. But one cannot rule out a routine terrorist shelling. Unfortunately, it is extremely difficult to defend against low-flying targets with air defense forces, and the only reliable means in this situation is to move the front line as far as possible from the cities and destroy the military potential of the Ukrainian army. The glazing in a neighboring apartment building was damaged, several parked cars were damaged by the blast wave and power lines were knocked down, said Governor Gladkov of the Belgorod region. Vyacheslav Gladkov also commented on the state of emergency in Belgorod. At the intersection in the city center, a crater with a radius of 20 meters was formed as a result of the explosion. The governor confirmed the damage to the glazing in a residential building as well as the fact that the blast knocked down power lines. The information center continues to work on the spot. There is another information reporting that the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation reported that during the flight of the Su-34 VKS aircraft over Belgorod, an abnormal derailment of aviation ammunition occurred, which caused the incident. Today, during the flight of the Su-34 VKS of the Russian Federation over Belgorod, there was an abnormal gathering of aviation ammunition. This led to the fall of an air bomb in the city. But this information is, however, not yet confirmed. The blast wave scattered curbs, trees fell, a funnel formed, there are victims. One woman was taken to the hospital, the second was treated on the spot. As a result of the fall of an air bomb, 2 victims were injured. One woman had a head injury, she was taken to the hospital, the second woman received assistance on the spot, she refused hospitalization. Damage was found in 4 apartments of the damaged building. All residents are invited to move to hotels as a temporary measure. 4 vehicles were also damaged. And that's all for today's, and if you enjoyed my video, please help me by liking the video and give it a comment to tell me what you think. Please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button, so that you will get notification anytime I post a new video. See you in my next video.